Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. It is Election Day in Nunavut. Voters will elect MLAs for the territory's 7th Legislative Assembly. Most of the polls have now closed, and Nunavut election officials are hoping for a reversal of years of declining voter turnout. Only about 48% of eligible voters cast a ballot in the 2021 election. The CBC's TJ Deer has everything you need to know for Nunavut Election Day.
Today's election day in Nunavut. Nunavut will be deciding who will represent them in the territory's 7th Legislative Assembly. How many voters turn out to vote remains to be seen, however. Since the territory's creation in 1999, voter turnout has been steadily dropping. That year's election saw more than 3/4 of eligible voters cast a ballot. Fast forward to 2021, only 48% of eligible voters cast a ballot. One of the reasons voters may be staying away is apathy towards the territorial government. Many Nunavut feel that their government has not been making major progress on things such as the housing crisis, which is one of the major issues in this election and in the territory. The territorial government is trying to implement 3,000 new units by 2030, but the Territorial Housing Corporation has admitted that they may not be meeting that target by the deadline. But even if they do, it's still a drop in the bucket to what's needed to fully solve the issue here in the territory. Local housing wait lists for new units tend to stretch into the years. Unlike most governments in Canada, Nunavut's government is run under the consensus system. In this system, there are no political parties and candidates run, effectively, as independents. This way, they can bring more local issues to the territorial legislature. On election day, Nunavut will decide who will represent them as their MLAs, but the Premier and Cabinet won't be chosen until a public leadership forum in a few weeks' time in mid-November. Once all the MLAs are chosen and elected, they all gather in Iqaluit for the forum, which is when they'll choose the Premier, Speaker, and Cabinet. TJ Deer, CBC News, Iqaluit.
The future of youth in Nunavut will be impacted by whoever wins in this election, and Nunavut are calling on the new government to make key investments. The CBC's Mahnur Mubarak has more.
The president of the Nunavut Teachers Association, Justin Matchett, says they'd like to see what the government will do to make teaching an attractive profession for Inuit students.
We want to see a big plan, like a long-term plan from our elected officials on how to build this and how to make it sustainable.
He says he also wants the government to come out with a plan on how they will help support teacher recruitment and retention in the profession. He says that earlier this year, the number of teacher vacancies caused one school to have to operate at half capacity, offering half days to students, and that the latest number he's seen from over a month ago showed that there were at least 100 teacher vacancies in the territory. He says that a lot of Nunavut schools are dated and need repair. The Department of Education will be holding consultations in Iqaluit next month for the potential to build a new school or schools for the community. That's meant to make sure there isn't overcrowding and to deal with aging infrastructure. Investing in infrastructure is also something that Pond Inlet DEA chairperson Michael Milton wants to see. He says that he'd like to see investments made to schools in the community to make sure there isn't overcrowding.
The population of the student body is getting bigger and bigger, but the size of the schools aren't.
The Department of Education has also rolled out a new curriculum with a focus on promoting Inuit language, starting with kindergarten and grade 1, and there's been a push to promote Inuktitut in schools. NTI sued the government of Nunavut back in 2021, claiming it's failed to provide education in Inuktitut and discriminates against Inuit as a result. The Supreme Court of Canada dismissed an appeal from the GN to have that case thrown out earlier this year. The newly elected government will have to decide how to roll out language-specific programming, what comes next for teacher retention, and which investments to make into schools heading into the future. Mahnur Mubarak, CBC News, Iqaluit.
To the Yukon now, where voters will hit the polls in just 1 week for another territorial election. People in the riding of Mayo-Tachin say mining is the hot-button issue this election. Some people say the next Yukon government needs to strike a delicate balance. Julian Green explains.
Part of the Hecla silver mine, right next door to historic Kino City. Resident Sonia Stangy Hepner says she can walk to the mine's waste rock pile in 10 minutes from her front door. She says the land is like a slice of Swiss cheese. Like so many here, she says mining is in her bones, having worked in the mines for decades. But she says right now, the community isn't benefiting.
You know, the irony is that we're kind of left out of the entire picture. You know, we were never consulted in the beginning properly.
Stangy Hepner says the town of 20 has always been resourceful, but she says the territory has abandoned the community.
I hope that, you know, the tides will change. Hopefully people are you know, will be speaking up and just saying, you know, we want to see mining in this area, but we need it to be done right, and we need it to be done with the consent of everyone.
Down the road in Mayo, Sheila Hager takes a harder stance. She says no more mining. The Nacho Dun citizen says the industry, most recently the Eagle Mine, has done nothing for her community but destroy the land.
No gold can replace what we were raised up by. No gold can replace money. No gold can replace lives. No gold can replace food. You can't eat gold, you know?
People here say mining is the fabric of the community. You can't ignore it. And no matter where you stand, it's not going anywhere. Still, people want to see it done right. Julian Green, CBC News, Keno City.
One person is dead after a plane crash near Greenland's capital city. The plane took off from Happy Valley Goose Bay, Newfoundland. It was reported missing around 4 p.m. local time on Saturday. That's according to Navi Air, a Danish-owned air traffic service. Authorities located the crash site after days of searching. They say one person was on board and they didn't survive. Officials also say they notified next of kin and they've handed over the investigation to police. It's been 1 year since Canada saw what became the start of an explosive measles outbreak. Just this year, more than 5,000 cases have been reported across 10 regions. There have been 2 deaths, both preterm infants, one in Alberta and one in Ontario. Some experts say Canada stands to lose its status as a nation that successfully wiped out the highly contagious infection. Lauren Pelly has that story.
Hello?
Catalina Friesen offers medical guidance in Low German, the language spoken by this Mennonite community in southwestern Ontario. The region has been the epicenter of the province's measles outbreak.
They do respect and understand the severity of it.
Measles spreads like wildfire in communities like this, where vaccination rates are low. Friesen is among those working to change that by building trust.
I understand what they're going through. I understand why they don't want to do immunizations, why they're scared, so I can help them understand the importance of it.
Even among the broader public, measles vaccination rates have slipped in many regions. Last October, Canada declared an outbreak after infections started rising in multiple provinces. Measles remains one of the world's most contagious diseases, and stopping its spread requires vaccine uptake as high as 95%.
We never want to see large measles outbreaks in Canada. It's completely unacceptable in 2025. We should not.
Dr. Isaac Bogosh says public health needs to be a countrywide priority. That means boosting vaccination rates, battling disinformation, and breaking down barriers.
Easy to say, but of course it takes time, effort, energy, resources to get that done.
And the clock is ticking. World Health Organization countries committed to eliminating measles by 2030. Canada hit that goal back in 1998. But the country could lose its elimination status if transmission continues beyond 1 year. Discussions start in early November.
Quite frankly, if we were to lose our status, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing at an international level.
To have a country like Canada on that list is frankly shocking.
Some experts are calling for a national vaccine registry to track uptake across provincial borders. Others say we already know who's most at risk and just need better outreach.
Over the 6 years that I've been out here, there has been a very slight change in how many have gotten the immunizations for their families.
Friesen says this kind of life-saving education simply takes time. Lauren Pelly, CBC News, Toronto.
Avian flu cases have been reported in a number of provinces this month, including in BC's Fraser Valley, where there has been a sudden spike. New infections have hit at least 5 commercial poultry farms in the past few days alone, leading to concerns about another bad infection season like last year. Keir Junos reports.
The BC Poultry Association says the infections are because of migratory bird patterns.
Fall wild bird migration since 2022 has brought this risk. So that's how avian influenza is being spread to commercial poultry, is through wild birds, primarily waterfowl, ducks, geese, and swans.
All commercial farms across the Fraser Valley and the province right now are in biosecurity lockdown, code red as we call it.
Egg farmer Mark Seaman says his farm has avoided infection this year, but all of his typically free-range birds are now locked inside. We couldn't meet him on his farm because during a code red, farms limit visitors to essential people only.
That means your gates are closed, every vehicle coming in is disinfected, every worker is doing a change of clothes and making sure they go into the farm clean, and a lot of disinfectant being used everywhere to try to keep that disease out.
Last month, BC's chief veterinary officer ordered all poultry to be kept inside, a preemptive response to several flu cases in Alberta. A veterinary virologist says this particular strain of bird flu was first spotted in late 2021 and became highly infectious, able to jump to some mammals in North America.
Because the virus is carried by wild waterfowl, they are the silent carriers. It's all coincide with the migratory pathways and migratory season.
Each time a commercial flock is infected, all of the birds, sometimes in the thousands, must be culled because of federal rules. Something Siemens and others had to do last year when 81 farms across BC reported infections.
Even just the sound of the farm being shut down, it's a traumatic experience for a farmer. You're used to hearing the fans running and hearing the birds in the background as you're out in your yard, and when that's all gone, it's an eerie feeling.
A feeling of dread shared by many poultry farmers in BC, trying to once again protect their farms from devastating disease. Keir Junos, CBC News, Abbotsford.
Singer Sarah McLachlan has launched an all-female tour.
I was in disbelief that I'd never heard of it before.
Paula Cole, Erica Badu,
Sinead O'Connor, Missy Elliott, Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, Jewel.
Promoter said, you can't put 2 women on the same bill, people won't come. And it put a huge fire under my butt to prove them wrong.
Women singer-songwriters in the 90s, they're my Northern Stars.
This is much bigger than what we even thought it could be.
On your marks.
Get set. Miracles never cease.
They're making more money than they have ever made in the history of the music business.
I'm a nanny.
Like Mary Poppins?
It's like the Force. Sorry, have you seen Star Wars?
No.
Very predictable, you know that?
I'm hardly predictable.
Watch me. Follow my every move.
I'm trying very hard not to connect with people right now.
Wonderfully vibrant cuisine.
Salted egg yolk, Dungeness crab.
The most generous people you'll ever meet.
We always want to share the best with you. That's how we show love.
Lavish celebrations.
If this is where Filipino food is headed, I'm so proud.
Beautiful.
The city was under a state of emergency.
When you want news,
was found alive.
We are here for you.
CBC News, Ottawa.
And here.
Winnipeg. Whitehorse.
And here.
Cote-du-Lac. Saskatoon.
And here.
Montreal.
Calgary.
Vancouver.
Charlottetown. Dartmouth.
A man purchased this box.
What did he look like?
A man. Normal. Not particularly attractive. And he's standing right behind you.
So, you want to watch the CBC News streaming channel? You can, wherever and whenever you want. Here's how to find us. We're on the CBC News app, on CBC Gem, and on your smart TV. Stream anytime, it's always free. CBC News.
Our next story is about a program that helps create space for people to connect. Prince Edward Island is home to the Mi'kmaq and people from other First Nations, and many are facing challenges. Delaney Kelly has more.
For Indigenous people who live off-reserve, there's programming that's hoping to give them the sense of community they may be missing. Sitting around this table, there's representation from several Indigenous nations: Cree, Mohawk, Mi'kmaq, and Inuit people. And they're all living away from their home community. This event is about much more than crafting blankets. It's about finding that sense of belonging. Participants say living off reserve can come with its own challenges.
We're displaced from our communities. We're displaced from our families. We're displaced from our teachings, our elders, our language. We don't have that. So being able to come together with other people who are also experiencing that loss of connection, you form your own connection out of that.
These workshops provide cultural support and a safe place for people to connect. That's something Brenda Dion wanted when she moved here.
To me, coming from a small rural northern Alberta community, it means a lot because I didn't actually know about the Native Council until I moved here. So having a place and, sharing other people's culture has meant a lot to me.
The program has grown and it's spread across the island. Dion says she's proud of where it's at.
Living my dream job right now.
That joy is shared with those involved. Some say the bonds they've created here are really special.
So some of the women here, I've known them since they were little girls, and now they're bringing their children. So it's, and you get that role of unofficial auntie, and it's protection, it's comfort, it's connection.
If blanket making isn't your thing, the Native Council of PEI holds other community building activities. Dion says she's working on creating winter programming that focuses on mental health and wellness. She's hoping that those who are longing for the sense of community they had in their home territory, that they can find it here within this program. Delaney Kelly, CBC News, Charlottetown.
3 Yukoners are vying to be on Canada's cross-country ski team at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina, Italy. But first, they need to compete in World Cup events, and those come with a hefty price tag. Competing internationally costs tens of thousands of dollars. Now, a new fund has been created to allow Yukoners to support athletes as they chase their dreams. The CBC's George Moratis reports.
Watch out for Sonia Schmidt on the far side. When she gets that free skating going, she may well be able to move up into the gold medal position. Here she comes. She's closing the gap on Melling, and Canada coming through into first place. Sonia Schmidt's got the lead at the moment. 20 meters to go, and Canada are going to take a gold medal. How about that? She's beaten all the...
Sonia Schmidt is hoping to do more of this for Team Canada, this time representing the Yukon on the world's biggest stage, the Olympics.
It's been a dream of mine since I was growing up, since I was a kid, and just, growing up seeing Emily and Daria, I've always thought I want to make it like they are.
After her stunning win at the Under-23 Worlds, Schmidt is primed for an Olympic berth. She isn't the only Yukoner in pursuit of this goal. Whitehorse skiers Derek Dooling and Sasha Mason also have their eyes on Olympic glory.
No matter where we race, the Yukon's right there with us.
Join the team, support by clicking the link in our bio or on our website.
This year, we're backed by the North.
Now they're racing to make money. A World Cup ski season can cost upwards of $50,000.
Cross-country skiing is not a cheap sport. We pay anywhere from $5 to $10 grand per period of the World Cup, and then there's usually 5 per season. So if you're doing all that, it adds up really quickly, and then that doesn't include living costs.
Schmidt says in comparison, an elite skier from Finland pays way less, typically 900 euros a season.
Groceries for an elite athlete, we eat a lot, we need to fuel our bodies with good food and equipment, everything it all adds up.
Graham Nishikawa knows well these costs. He narrowly missed out on an Olympic spot. He did ski at 3 Paralympics, guiding Brian McKeever to multiple gold medals. Today, he's the head coach of Cross Country Yukon.
The financial burden is real, and I think any dollar that they get it goes right to them, and it does relieve the burden the stress of trying to fund this dream that they're on.
Now, some Yukon businesses are stepping up to help the skiers, lending their support to a new fund called Backed by the North.
Yeah, so they came up with these great ideas to sell t-shirts with amazing art on it. Then where the beer comes in, we put some of their stickers on certain 4-packs. So any of those 4-packs you choose, the money will go right to the fund. And then we're also donating like $1 from each pint. One of the best parts about having a small business is being able to give back to our community. I mean, Yukoners are so amazing. We love living in the Yukon. We love doing business here, and just being able to give back, especially in this fun way, is so rewarding for us. All right, here's the shirts.
Yeah, so how much is your shirt?
$40.
Okay.
Yeah. Just going on from here, obviously the Olympics would be huge. I would definitely be watching cross-country skiing in the Olympics.
It really means a lot to us, but it also means to show the world that the Yukon is built tough, and as our slogan right now is called Backed by the North. So.
These athletes have big dreams that come with big costs, but thankfully, there's big community support.
Go Yukon!
George Moratis, CBC News, Whitehorse.
Game 3 of the World Series is happening as we speak. The Los Angeles Dodgers are hosting the Toronto Blue Jays for the first of 3 games in a row. Now, for a casual Blue Jays fan, names like Vladdy and Bo Bichette are likely top of mind. But many watching this postseason run are learning more about a supporting cast of players who are just as important. As Jamie Strachan reports, their baseball journey to get here wasn't easy.
It's a 3-1 from Cruz. Lucas. It's hard to imagine the Blue Jays without Nathan Lucas. It almost never happened. Lucas makes the play.
Was kind of leaning towards firefighting, yeah. But right now I don't have that plan B.
1-0 hit in the air towards right field. Home run! Nathan Lucas.
After languishing in the minors for a decade, he finally got his chance. Now the 1-2 to Lucas. A perfect fit for the Blue Jays' philosophy, focused on contact and good defense.
Learning to love the game. I mean, in the minor leagues, you have to love the game. It's a difficult road.
Even when he played college baseball, his then coach knew that great things were possible.
He has a tremendous belief in himself inside, and I think you see that. Obviously what he's done there in Toronto this year, that just didn't happen by accident.
Ernie Clement also knows about perseverance.
The great thing about baseball is that there's no one way to do it.
Runner at third, nobody out. Ernie Clement leans into. The undersized fan favorite found a home in Toronto and has become a star after other teams said he didn't fit the mold of the modern game that stresses size and power.
For any kid who's told, you're not good enough, I think just look in the mirror and put the work in and enjoy playing baseball.
Rounding out this group of grinders, as manager John Schneider calls them, Addison Barger and Davis Schneider. Barger began the season in the minor leagues, while Schneider almost cut from this team on numerous occasions.
The Blue Jays stuck with me, and I am very grateful for that.
Now it's all paid off.
It really hasn't hit me, just coming from a small town, New Jersey, I never thought that this moment would happen.
But it did. A reminder this resilient team is not just about its stars, but an entire lineup that has propelled the Jays to baseball's biggest stage. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Los Angeles.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. CBC North's live Nunavut election special started at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It is on your local CBC television station, as well as CBC Gem and our YouTube channel. You can also tune in on your local CBC Radio 1 station and, of course, go to our website. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. We leave you with drone footage taken this weekend at Boundary Creek in the NWT. Have a good night.